He's kicked 2. They get their 5th, the Brisbane Lions. They're 5-7-37. Geelong 15-12, 102. The margin 65 points. In a time on in the final term.
I want to ask Swatter because he's been there a number of years. How many? Well, I played 17. What were yours, Swatter? It's nearly 17 too. What's that? How many years did you play league football?
No, 14.
What about your first? All right,
31 years. Between the three of us.
Yes, your first game of every year. The variance in what happened in that first game.
Wouldn't have any idea.
You've got no idea.
No.
So you never got a belting like you thought. Well, this year's going to be one hell of a year.
I got a belting from you a couple of times. Can't remember that far back, sure. You've got me there.
Yeah, what? That felt good too a lot of times.
I know Lee Matthews spoke before the game about having Daniel Bradshaw play in defence, but I think that's why you've got to have him as a
no doubt.
Because he's one of those players that goes back and 9 times out of 10 will convert.
He straightens you up too. Because he leads hard and you know he can take a pack mark. I agree totally.
Power across half back. Well, that kick was intended for Michael Voss, but normally you don't see Luke Power turn it over like that. Straight down the throat of Jimmy Bartell. He wants someone to come forward. Centres the ball to Tanase. Can go. Kane Tanase closest to 52. Tumbling kick. Chapman on the end of it. Takes the mark. Well, it's been a dark day for the Brisbane Lions.
Yeah, they just made that change with Sherman on Chapman as he comes in and hits a goal.
And it's just got darker. Paul Chapman, he now has 2 fourth-quarter goals to go with his first. He got in the first quarter, 3 goals, 1 for the afternoon, Paul Chapman.
Well, Justin Sherman's now gone to Paul Chapman. I said about Luke Power. Maybe the lesson he said it was too hard for Luke Power and Lee Matthews. He's made the change. He's gone on the ball. But gee, I love their forward set-up, Geelong. They are so agile. They've got some great drummers. Ablett, Byrne, Chapman, and they can also mark above. Chapman can mark above his head also. Throw in Playfair, Gardner. They've got a number of players who are just so agile and so flexible in where you can play them in what position.
71 points the margin. Power only as far as Hunt. Missed the body of Egan, goes back and wins it himself. Goes to Mark Blake. It's his second game, the youngster.
He's been good too.
Again now. Brown. Rook. Wins it back to the Cats. Mooney, the cold hero. Back towards Tanase versus Harding. Well done, Harding. Then undid it. Corey took it away from him. He's super form, Joel Corey. Crowd just lifts a notch when Gary Ablett's a chance to run onto it. Unfortunately for him on this occasion, the boundary line beat him to it. As Tanase comes off for a spell, he'll be replaced by Playfair. Brown dispossessed. Ling to Mackie. Quick kick to the top of the square. One-on-one Chapman versus Sherman. Minor score. Bringing in quickly. There's Power. Receiving from Sherman. Kick almost falls vertically. Bartell couldn't take the mark. Brennan slapped it away. It went to Rook. Now rebounds to Voss. He's legged by Jimmy Bartell and will get a free kick.
Cameron Lim coming from the ground. Looks like he might be limping.
Brown. Kick goes up and under. Almost blows backwards. Egan over the top takes the mark. Hits the ground running. Sinks his left boot into it. Didn't quite hit it cleanly. Slade's gone forward. Won it at ground level. Quick snap from Will. Slade is a belter. What a great goal. Just the second goal of his 12-game career. We've sung his praises today. It's a great story of a kid who hung in. Got cut at the end of last year. Spent some time in the VFL. Had osteitis pubis last year. He's had it for the last 2 years, in fact, Will Slade. Hung in there, got cut. Geelong picked him back up in the rookie draft. Circumstances fell his way. Nick Batchelor out with a hamstring. He's elevated, takes his chance today.
How good was that? And that player again, Chris Johnson. It was just a one-on-one marking contest, and that's where Chris is so good. But Will Slade, he stood his ground, didn't lose his feet, and then had a second effort better than Johnson's and snapped it from 35 with the win.
Close footy the way I like to watch it. The old-fashioned way, Shorey, hard and tough.
Oh.
High ball, Mackie with Harding. Mackie goes again. Milburn on his hands and knees, comes out with the ball, but not in time for the whistle to be blown for a ball up.
That's what I talk about young Mark Blake too, because he's linked up well. He's known how to run to the areas where once they got control of the ball. So it's great to have four very good ruckmen in one club.
Mitchell Clark taken high. Gives himself a free kick. The Lions, they'll head back home, and they probably can't get home quick enough, or they'll take on Essendon next week. And the Cats, they'll be back here to take on the Kangaroos, and that's a great mark by Milburn. Lays on quickly. Now goes backwards in retreat.
Out the back again.
Ball picked up to Mooney. Just gets the kick away. It's out towards Enright. Needs a good bounce, doesn't get it. Ackermanis gets the ball towards Bradshaw. It's a whistle on play. Advantage paid towards the goal square. Getting back Mooney. Got his hands on the ball, but the ball slips free. An occasion. Convert on the Mooney mistake. Jared Brennan got a foot to the ball for a behind.
Well, what did you call him? Laconic. I find it frustrating watching players like Jared Brennan, where I want a little bit more urgency in their game. We know they've got talent and they can do it athletically, but just that little bit of kamikaze in your football.
It's a bit of Darryl White about Jared Brennan.
Yeah, a lot.
Gardner.
Got a long way to go to be as good as a Darryl White, I would think, though. But just sometimes it's all right to have that ability and that natural flair, but just to show everybody out there you're trying a little bit harder than what you normally do.
Mooney to Blake. Tends to like to handball more than he kicks it, Mark Blake. He looked to give it off there, but he's got size 16.5 feet, so you reckon he should be able to make reasonable contact with the football. Milburn. Ian Powell one-on-one. Milburn, as casual as you like, picks up the football, brings it inboard to Corey, who's been superb. 31 possessions for Joel Corey. Inside 50, looking for Playfair. One-on-one with Michael, who's tried hard all afternoon. Had a power of work to get through.
Jason, twice then you just said one-on-one. That has been the area that Brisbane have been destroyed. They were normally the stronger bodies over the ball. Well, when you're a bit older, the younger players just take over that area, and that's what's happened all day.
Harding tries to fend off. And the Cats of season 2006 are about making history. And they've taken another little slice this afternoon. They've held Brisbane to their lowest ever score against Geelong. On their way to a massive win. The Cats 17-13, 115. Too good for Brisbane. 5-8-38. The final margin 77 points. They led at every change. They extended their lead at every change. They showed hunger. They showed desire. They showed cohesiveness. All up, Tony Shaw, that was a very impressive performance.